Howdy, sir.
We're back.
How do you do?
I do well.
This is podcast 15. We're taking a long time off.
Yeah.
We attempted.
This is also probably about the third time we've had this very conversation about this very thing starting another podcast. And they all keep getting deleted.
Yeah, it's like film it and then go to save it and then just gone. Disappear mode. So,
Hopefully that doesn't happen again.
I mean,
If it does, you won't be hearing this.
you're going to get this one. I feel pretty lucky about this one.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyhow, what is new, bud? What's new?
What's not?
I got a question for you to start off.
Please interview me.
So just to give a little, set the scene, a little backstory. You're currently a week into your endeavors with Christianity, right?
Yeah.
Fair to say. Okay.
Sure.
I was just wondering today, where does comedy fit into that? Because like, if is making fun of someone a sin? Is saying a crude joke a sin? Is going like, because like, it's kind of a gray area, but like, I'm talking like, you know what I mean? Like dark humor. Because that is like taking pleasure in horrible things, right?
Yeah, well, allow me to start this off with this. I am not
I'm just wondering your opinion.
the end-all, be-all on matters of Christianity.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I know very little.
Very humble thing to say.
I would say, in my humble opinion, to your first point, where does comedy in general fall into it? Comedy's great.
Okay.
Okay. Making fun of people?
Because I love making fun of people. Especially people that I know. Well, pretty much only people that I know.
There's two kinds of ways you can make fun of somebody. So I could make fun of something about you that's not true, and we both know it's not true. And then you can lightheartedly make the joke because you know it's not actually going to hurt somebody's feelings. But then there's making fun of somebody about things that they're unable to change. Their appearances, the way they are.
That shit is hilarious.
It might be the funniest thing, but it is the rudest thing. And it's a rude way to go about comedy.
What if they don't take it harshly and they don't wear their feelings on the sleeve and they're like, that is funny. Or is that just cope?
Probably, I don't know. I don't know how to... I couldn't tell you how somebody... I couldn't tell you how... I wonder if that was a potato falling. I couldn't tell you how somebody feels in that situation, but I could tell you that probably most people don't like to be made fun of about things that they don't have control over.
Yeah.
Because most people are not that confident within themselves.
Fair enough.
If you beforehand have a conversation or have had conversations in the past where somebody is like, I don't care, say whatever you want about me, that's one thing. But in general, probably not.
Everyone does have a tipping point.
Right.
Like, Will's tipping point's pretty far out there, whereas other people's is not.
Right.
So, like, you can say some shit, and then, like, it's not even... doesn't even register as an insult. It's just talking shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just curious, because, like... the idea...
The thing is why is it funny to you when you make fun of something that somebody's actually insecure or something that is real about somebody? Why is that funny to you? What brings you joy? Is it them feeling bad? Because that would be a sin.
Right.
And
people being embarrassed is funny, though.
Right.
So people could be...
But why is that funny?
I don't know. This is a good question. I haven't really ever thought about that, but it is funny. Like, when someone does something awkward or embarrassing, and you're like, bro, what? Like, it's kind of funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I can see why it's funny, but I could also see why you wouldn't want to make fun of somebody for it.
Fair enough.
If it was
like someone that's like insecure and like they're obviously like not having a good day.
If it's just me and you hanging out and I trip and fall,
I'm just thinking about it.
It's funny. But if it was us in a group,
especially if you like took forever to fall, like if you
a long fall is
hilarious.
And I'm not saying... 'cause
Someone
again, I don't
failing
know.
at something? Funny.
My
Like,
point being, if we were in a group and then I tripped and fell and then you sat there and pointed and laughed,
that's even funny.
that's rude, though. And the reason you're getting joy is because you're laughing at somebody else's misfortune. Which, that I would say is not a very honest way to go about comedy.
Yeah, like I wouldn't do that. Like if an awkward.
Why does the person have to be awkward?
Well, but if you'll see what I'm saying. If it's someone that, like, a stranger, and like you can tell they're like tismed out, and like they obviously like aren't socially aware or whatever, you know, and like something happened, I would never like just go out of my way to laugh at them.
Right.
Like I would like so that
But
misfortune.
why go out of your way to laugh at anybody?
Because when they're people that are close to you and they trust you and you have a relationship with them, and like you go back and forth, and like I do something like this morning you were laughing at a scenario of me saying something stupid, and that's like you're laughing at me messing up something,
Right.
and like I instantly was like, ah.
Now, why was that funny?
Right, it's funny because I missed the mark. Like, I don't think that's always a bad thing.
I don't think it's always a bad thing. I think
there is more color to it when you know someone.
Your intentions matter a lot, though.
And what the person that's laughing at it?
Yeah.
Okay, the person that finds it funny.
The person that finds it funny, intentions matter a lot. Because I knew, when saying that, I knew that was so long ago. We've talked about it before. I knew that wasn't going to hurt your feelings. You know?
Right.
But, again, if your intention is to hurt the feelings of that person, or point out something that you know they're insecure about, that's not a very honest endeavor.
I never really thought about why that is what makes things funny, though.
Right.
Because, like you got, like, basic comedy, like a prank, like you scare someone.
Right.
That's definitely not, like, deep insecurities. That's just, like, anyone gets scared.
Right.
Like, there's, you know what I mean? Someone falling. Dang, you almost got me. You gotta fly. You must smell real bad today.
I just got back from the sauna.
Ah, that's what it is. But anyways, so, like, those are basic like, you know, little kids laugh at that stuff. They don't even know why. It's just hilarious.
Yeah, what makes a baby laugh?
My brother's good at making babies laugh. Grayson, he can make any kind of baby laugh. They love that dude. He's hilarious.
And then I wonder if they're laughing because they find him goofy.
He's a goofy dude, so you might be on something. But anyways, the reason that I was wondering about that is because, like,
But also,
some things are... Go ahead.
Yeah, before we close it out and to continue your question, like, joking about a woman getting raped, in my opinion, would be pretty dark and bad. Because you're laughing at somebody's misfortune. And so there is a line to dark humor. And then there's people that'll say, well, it is just humor. And it is
Just good
just
fun,
comedy.
especially if it's like a fake scenario.
Right.
No one's even here. It's not
Right.
even a thing.
Right. A fake scenario is one thing. Laughing at real scenarios is another. And then also comedians do exist to push the limits of what people are comfortable with. Like, that's part of why, like, is also another thing that makes something funny is when you shouldn't laugh at it. Or it's one of those things people think
things
you
that are
shouldn't
taboo.
laugh at.
Yeah.
And then they make a joke about it. That's definitely, like, a harder question to answer.
Right.
By a long shot. I would
It
just
doesn't
say, though,
seem... But their intentions, it seems, is to make people feel better.
right. So back, I guess, just all of intention matters. It depends on what your intention is. And if you're getting joy out of because you make other people feel bad, that's probably not a good thing.
Yeah, fair enough. But what made me think about that originally is that I was thinking that there's, like, certain things that are not binary. Like, it's not like there's certain things that it's like a gradient. It's not like you can be one or the other. So, like, and what I'm getting at is, like,
It's a spectrum.
there you go, right? We're all on it. But some more than others, you know? And the more I get to know you, the more I see that you really are on that spectrum.
Hey, man.
And that was me preying on your downfalls and me laughing at your misfortunes. No, but anyways, all I'm getting at is that there's certain things in the modern life that it's so like, we'll just paint the picture. It's like so like sexualized and like fast dopamine, and like songs are about horrible shit like killing people and having sex with your girlfriend's friend. Like all these crazy things that are like so far from being Christ-like. Mm-hmm. And it's like, since you're exposed to that for your whole life, it's like your moral compass is definitely like not tuned perfectly, because like you do gain pleasure, or like a certain rap song does make you feel like some type of energy, you know? Mm-hmm. And like the point that I'm getting at is that like that's all part of life right now. Mm-hmm. And like it seems like the idea is to like try and move away from it, right? But like you can't really all the way.
Yeah, I mean it falls under the same.
Or can you? Or are you supposed to? Are you supposed to?
Perfection's impossible.
Are you supposed to? Do you pick one thing and try and fix that? Like, I'm gonna not do this type of sin anymore.
I think the goal should be to do your best to not sin at all anymore. And then the truth is that we will always sin. And then the fun part about it is that although we always sin, this is gonna sound so ridiculous to people who went from old podcasts to now. Although we will always sin, if you give your life to Christ, you are no longer a sinner.
What are you?
You are a righteous, you are a saint. There's a couple different terms for it in the Bible, but once you give your life to Christ, although you will continue to sin, you are no longer a sinner. Because that's an ideology and a mentality about yourself that you do not have to accept, because Jesus will continue to wash away your sins for you. And so the reason why I say that is because the goal in becoming a follower of Christ and trying to be Christ-like is to quit sinning and do your best as possible to be like him, who is a perfect person. But everyone knows it's impossible. But ultimately, yeah, you should try and move away from it as much as you can. And for some people, do one step at a time. And for others, they can take on a heavier burden once it's been shown to them. But
fair enough.
Do what you can with what you got.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It just, it's like when you start looking for the things that you're doing wrong, like when you're like open and like you're ready to be like face it, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, I'm doing everything wrong.
Right.
Like all the music I listen to.
That's how I've been feeling.
All social media's messed up.
Yeah.
Humor. Like I like laughing at people fucking up their lives. Or like, I don't even know why. Like you've asked me, why do you laugh at that shit? I don't know. Like I just have an impulse to be like, mm-hmm. And like, anyways, you get the idea. But yeah.
Yeah.
For all our thousands of fans out there, all our millions of people that love our content, I know you're out there. Yeah. Funny things have been happening.
Yeah, I can't fully explain it, to be honest.
Yeah,
it low-key came out of nowhere, and it obviously came from somewhere. Mm-hmm. But it's given direction. It's given me some direction, mm-hmm. which is a good feeling. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
In other news, we finally found a business to start.
An endeavor worth pursuing.
Wholesale real estate. It's a very cool idea. Let me tell you a little. Let me
pontificate.
Let me pontificate for a second about wholesale. Mm-hmm. In the past, I've rhapsodized. Look it up. It's a word. I've rhapsodized about the idea that architecture is growing more and more insulting to people. It just seems plain. Tract homes are all the exact same. Everything's the exact same. All the government buildings look stupid. They're all squares and made of glass and steel. And it's like, yeah, I guess there's like modern like art changes and like things like that, but it's stupid. It doesn't look cool. Like even some of the new mansions they're building, it's like, what are you doing? That doesn't even look nice. But then like you go back to like the early 1900s, 1920s, 30s, 40s, they're building like Victorian style homes with like wood ceilings and like carved out staircases and like these super cool homes that are like built to last forever and ever and ever, right? Those give you pride to live there, especially if you built it. You would be prideful about the fact that this is a piece of art that you get to live in, right? And then now it's like every home's the exact same. You don't care about your home because every home is the exact same. Nothing makes you feel prideful about the place you live because, like the actual real estate, because you look around and it's all the same. So what's the difference between you living here and you living there? Nothing. It's the same. Where I'm going with this is wholesale real estate actually does solve a really big issue, because the real idea of wholesale is you are taking broken down real estate, connecting it with someone that's going to turn it into something better, and then now that piece of the country is ever more perfect for people to live in. So ugly home gets fixed and flipped, and then now someone that moves in there is happy to live there because the home is actually pretty. And you could imagine there's a ton of places all throughout the country that people look at and you'd be like, I would not want to live there. So there is a lot of value to add by being a wholesaler to find those places and connect them with an investment company that will redo it, tear it down, build a new one, or fix it up, because you know what I mean? And then the other part of it is, that's the property part, but then there's people as well that don't know what they're doing and upside down and in a bad position and in a distressed position where they are in over their heads. They're going to lose their home. They're behind on payments. They don't know how they're going to make it out of this. And wholesaler comes in and solves their problems for them and then connects the dots so that they can actually move forward. So it's way more than just scalping money off the top of people's deals.
Right, it's not like you get paid for doing nothing.
Right. But just thinking about that concept, which is there is all of these places that need to be redone. And in the grand scheme of things, that is actually a meaningful pursuit, because now you're allowing young people to live in homes that they appreciate. And there's a lot of it that needs to be done. It's not like it's going to, like, it's never going to go anywhere.
Right.
It has to be done.
Yeah.
So, that's just what I've been thinking about with the wholesale stuff, and it's super interesting, and it's very, very cool, because it idea of wholesale is a marketing and sales business.
Right.
At the core.
Marketing, sales, and research.
Yep. But then the actual downstream effects of the work you do does make a better place to live in.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool to think about.
Yeah, I agree. I was thinking about that same thing. I mean, unfortunately, most of the flippers are doing the exact same thing with the homes and doing the same boring finishes and making them... Like, I feel like I've looked through so many of them, and you go through and you're like, this is the exact same house. But that's besides the point, because it is better than what it was.
Yeah.
99% of the time, I'm sure.
That is true, though. I mean...
It's all just the same.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there, and it does make a home that is much nicer to live in. And if those people want to do something with it once they're living in it, they can. And
there's areas that are lower income and attract people, like the properties and the people around it continue to neglect and tear down the overall value of the area. So then going to those areas and fixing up a bunch of properties is raising the bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sooner or later you do it enough, and then now this one old metro area that was booming 100 years ago and then fell down, now it gets to go back. And
Back again.
yeah.
And then it comes into the dilemma of property, home prices being too high, and young people can't afford to purchase them, but it's kind of like...
Yeah, we'll take the problems in front of us. Yeah.
I don't think that's actually...
I don't understand all that.
I don't either, and I don't really think it's an issue of people flipping houses. I don't think that's why. I don't think that's a huge causing factor. I was just low-key joking.
Right.
I don't know why homes are so expensive. I don't know why people can't afford it. Is it because everything else is expensive?
Yeah, I'd say basically inflation and
Yeah.
drop income stay the same.
Yeah, but it would be cool if young people could buy homes again. Do you know the average age of a first-time home buyer now? Do you know?
No, please do
This
tell.
fly is bugging me.
I could tell.
I believe it's 38 in the U.S., and I would like to double-check on that.
This is not good. You guys need to step your game up. I mean, so do I guess. I don't have a home.
Well, I don't think it's ever been 22.
Man, could have been.
Maybe.
I mean, the founding fathers.
40!
That's not okay.
It is 40 years old.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's incredible.
Pretty sure that I could be way off, but I'm pretty sure the percentage of renters in the country is 40%. I don't know if that's
Really?
true or not. Might have just been one market, but
Yeah, the average age, the lowest it's ever been was 29.
yeah, it checks out. Yeah, but
34 to 36% of American households are renters.
that's a lot of homes.
44.3 million renter households. Yeah, they're trying to make it a nation of renters.
Yeah, you don't own anything, and you'll be happy for it.
I don't think I will.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that there should be laws banning major corporations from being able to purchase tons and tons of real estate properties.
Mm-hmm. Was
Charlie Kirk said that.
that Roosevelt?
Oh.
Who was? Yeah, wasn't that Theodore Roosevelt? Who was against all the big corps,
Yeah, the union. Well,
or was that other? Roosevelt?
he was against monopolies.
Similar idea,
Yeah,
but yeah. What's the? I mean, that's a big issue,
that's a huge issue.
right? I think, for sake of practicality,
Mm-hmm.
the pretty overall answer to anything is personal excellence. Because if everyone did try and be better, then they would be more financially successful, they would get smarter, more educated.
Yes, I agree. But I was thinking about this the other day. Is it possible for everybody to be successful? Is that possible?
So you raised a good point, and I read a book. I can't remember what the book is. Oh, it's by Stephen Pressfield, The War of Art. And he lays out, it's about artists, but he lays out this idea that there's hierarchical games, there's what's that called? Territorial games. And then there is the last one, which is it's the one you want to be, but it's I can't remember what it's called. But basically, you're just trying to improve yourself daily as opposed to looking at other people. So hierarchical is I win, you lose.
Okay.
That means like a normal sports game. Like there has to be a loser for there to be a winner.
Right.
That's not how every game works, though. Like there is certain things that like the saying raising tide lifts all boats.
Right.
So like for instance, if you have a family and everyone starts getting these specific type of jobs, you can help everyone at the same time. It's not like a hierarchical thing where you're taken from someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Territorial is location based or
Right.
practice
You can be the top
based.
guy in Utah. You can be the top guy in California.
Or with the specific trade. So, like, I'm the best electrician in the country. That's your territory is electric,
Right.
right? And then the third one, I can't remember. I wish I could remember what it's called. But basically the idea is that you don't think about any of that, and you just focus on improving yourself. Like, you work at it from that direction, as opposed to like trying to take the.
So these are just ways to view.
Where I'm going with this is, your initial question was, can everyone be successful? You can view it in a few different ways. You can say, like, the cutthroat businessman, like, take over the world idea, it would be hierarchical. Like, they want to be on the top of the podium. Which, that's not really success for everyone.
Right.
So I guess, and then, like, I mean, in terms of financial success,
I guess that's a more specific way to ask that question. Can everyone be financially successful in
I mean,
one country?
Naval Ravikant said everyone can be in the world. And he's very smart, dude.
He's much smarter than I.
He said because there would be a period of time where people would work on the, like, STEM jobs, and then they'd build out infrastructure that would support itself, and then everyone could do what they actually want to do, like art and philanthropy and all these things. So then you kind of live in a utopia where you don't have to worry about how the food's going to be grown and how the houses are going to be built, and you get to focus on that. So it would be more so that the bottom line of poverty is just raised up to, like, middle America, you know? And then if you get the whole world on that point, then basically everyone is
Golden age.
financially successful because they're not enslaved by debt to get to a certain point of survival.
It's fun to think.
Would you say that you're more like your people first, your country first, just people in general first? Like, would you, if you could, like, would you allow other countries to be poorer and poorer and poorer so America could be richer?
No, I wouldn't like that.
What about your family?
Yeah.
So the
Well, are you saying, would I choose my family's success if it meant that another adjacent family would fail?
yeah.
No.
Really?
No, I would rather an evenness between them. Now, if what you're asking is, like,
Well, that is what I was asking.
right. Let me propose a different example. Let's say that times are hard for everybody, and my family just has barely enough to survive. Would I allow another family to come in and take what my family needs to just survive? No. But if everyone's doing okay, and there's a direct correlation between my family going like this and another family going down, I would not want that. Even if it was just because my family is working harder, I would hate that my family's success ended up in another family's failure. But, like, right now, in the state that the United States is in, I do think that it needs to focus on helping itself before we continue to keep helping everybody else, because clearly there's so many issues here. It's an exasperating problem because I feel like we can never fix what's going on here because it's intentional. Like, homelessness is not a money problem.
Would you employ third worlders living in their own country to work for you for like $2 an hour?
If that
like
was
as a VA?
If that was I think I would rather be able to pay them more.
What if that was a great income for them? What if they're making more than a normal job? Their average income's $500 a month. You're paying them $650. It kind of sounds distasteful to be like, I pay my Filipino VA $5 an hour, but for them, that could be a great job.
I think it all depends on how it pencils out.
Well, how it pencils out is would you pay someone a decent wage?
What I mean is, just how much am I profiting off of being able to pay them that smaller amount because they're in another country?
A lot.
I would rather than pay them what would be considered a decent wage for both of us. It's probably not I'm sure those Egyptian dudes that do the cold calling for $6 an hour are pretty happy with $6 per hour.
Right.
But
I don't know if in the pursuit of trying to grow a business, trying to appease everyone on board is a good idea.
I think it is. In your business,
No.
how do you continue a successful business without major involvement from yourself?
This is what I mean by that. You do what you're expected to do, and then help out in other ways. Like, for instance, like, say $5 an hour, they're making $6.50 a month. Mm-hmm. That's a great wage for them. And then, like, I don't know, their mom breaks her leg or something. My computer broke. I can't work for you anymore. And you send them a new computer, or here's $1,000 for a new computer. Because the point is that if you go around trying to fill in the gaps and even out the playing field for everyone, you will not, like, it just doesn't seem like you have to have a distance, a gap, to where you are more selfish to bring in and build actual cash flowing business to get to the point where you have reserves of capital and you can then hire or pay higher wages. But starting off, it doesn't seem like you could. I
think the issue with that thought is, first off, I think as a conservative, I should make the point that we should not outsource our work.
That's why I initially asked you that.
But if you were going to, and you were taking payment based off of the amount of value that they're bringing to the company, and then that's how you're penciling everything out. Your value is you created the company, you came up with the idea, you probably are doing more work than that person, which is why you should receive higher compensation than them. But if you don't pay them an equal amount when the company's starting, what makes you think you're going to do it when the company is doing incredibly well? There's a reason Apple still continues to outsource the production of their phones to really poor foreign countries and pays them basically slave labor wages. Because it's so much cheaper. And so once you're making millions and millions and millions of dollars, and it's off the back of these people that you're paying cheap labor to, once you see those numbers and you've accepted that greed, you're not going to change. It's easy to think, well, no, yeah, once the company's doing good, I'm going to help them out more. You and I are both aware that if you don't help people when you're poor, you're not going to help them when you're rich. And so as a Christian, I feel silly saying it every time I say it, but as a good Christian, I think it would be dishonorable to yourself and to God to pay somebody less money just because that's good for them there. If you're not paying them proportional to the amount of value they bring your company, then I don't think that's very fair. And I'd feel better about myself if I could pay that guy what would be considered a good way, or what I would pay somebody to do it here. I'd feel much better about myself. Now, if I couldn't pay somebody, if the company didn't make enough money to pay somebody in the U.S. to do it, and then you had to outsource because that's the only way, and then that's how much value they're bringing you, that's one thing. But if they're bringing you as much value and you are able to afford to pay them the same wage you would pay somebody here, then I think you should pay them that wage and not profit off the back of somebody just because of their situation.
What is business then?
What is business?
What is business?
I mean, an exchange of goods and services for profit.
What makes you successful in business?
It's very broad.
You find someone that will do something for cheaper than what it costs you to do it, and then you take the profit.
I don't think that's the end-all be-all to business.
That's for a business to make money, you have to spend less than you're making.
Okay.
If you want to be very successful, you need to spend much less than you're making. So that then you can use that capital to do bigger things and move on to bigger issues and fund new sides of the company. If you were stuck focusing on making sure everyone's happy at the first base, you would never be able to get to the next phase.
I don't know if that can be said as a end-all be-all statement.
I don't know either, but I do see the... I just think that, yeah, I get it. You give people the benefit of the doubt. But most people in the world would kill you to take your money. Like, there's, like, people all
It
throughout
doesn't
the...
really matter to me.
Fair, I get your point. But I feel like business is the most competitive thing in the world. Because it controls money, which is people's work.
Okay.
It's a game that people are okay with cutting people short. Not saying that that's how you should position yourself, but to be in competition with people that are willing to do that stuff, it does seem to me that there is a point in which trying to keep everyone happy and making sure everyone is equally valued when there's people in another country that would take less money for the same job happily and their lives are better for it, where that's a good business play because now you're the same job that you could pay more for, you're paying less for and getting the same result. That just seems like smart business to me. And I get the point with the Apple analogy, which that is messed up. Like, it seems messed up. I don't know that if it has to always be that way. I don't think that, because the idea would be that then you move everything here to start building it out.
Yeah, but you won't. And nobody does.
I don't think that's true.
Who has...
First off, all the cold calling stuff is paid for a few dollars an hour from overseas people.
Right.
You're not going to pay an American to do that.
Right.
So, like, I mean, like, that's just how that business model works. So, like,
What's your point?
that's the way it is right now. So, like, people, that's how most leads are generated.
Okay.
Going into it thinking you're going to pay them double or triple or quadruple is silly if they'll take less.
Well, again, though, my point is if you could afford it, I think you should.
I just don't...
It's not that you should, no matter what, even if you can afford it. Like, that guy in Egypt getting $6 an hour, that's more than I could afford to pay somebody anywhere to do it, regardless.
Fair
so, first off, I'm not going to pay them right now. But then if I was in a position where that's the most I could pay somebody to do it for, then I would feel fine paying them to do it. And then if I got to the point where I could pay somebody more to do it, I would rather hire somebody here or somebody else and pay them more.
If you've seen a good deal and you knew they were underpricing something, are you going to pay them more for it? You see something on Facebook Marketplace, and they're like, this is your dirt bike, and they're selling it for $50. I just need someone to come pick it up. Are you going to be like, no, you're doing yourself a disservice, I'll pay you more? Or are you just going to take the deal?
I think it depends.
Just that situation right now.
Right, if I just went on Facebook Marketplace and there was a dude in full knowledge of what he was doing selling my bike for $50,
What about not in full knowledge?
then no, I would not go buy that bike and take that money from him.
Why?
It seems quite dishonest, especially me having the knowledge of what it's worth and then going and taking advantage of him because he did not. I would much rather tell him, hey man, you should know this, that bike is worth $9,000, it's not worth $50. You should put it for $9,000 and sell it to somebody else. I'm not going to go take advantage of somebody just because of their lack of knowledge.
Now, what if they want you to?
And they're in full knowledge of it?
Yeah.
Then sure.
what if after then they realize they messed up? Are you going to give it back to them?
Well, then they wouldn't have been doing it in full knowledge.
My point is that certain people could start certain businesses and offer certain services and not understand the full value of what they're doing for someone, and then flip their whole business. Then they're screwed. They're charging way less than they should. That's not my fault.
It might not be your fault.
But the point is that it's free market.
Listen.
So if I can hire someone to do the same thing for less, and I get the same result, that only pencils out. Because if you want it to work, then that is the best option to work. And it's not my fault that they don't know what they're doing.
I'm not the guide to morality in the universe. But through my newfound Christianhood, I do think that as a Christian you should be held to a higher standard, which would include not taking advantage of people, and it would include paying people more if you're able to pay them more. And I don't think that success built off the back of the ignorant is something that you could really be that proud of. If you gained success simply through taking advantage of people who knew less than you, I would not think that you were a cool guy or a great businessman. Yeah. That's not very successful. But if you gained success through lifting everyone up with you, paying people fairly, and being honest in all of your endeavors, then I would go, yeah, you deserve every bit of that, and I like the way you did business. If you want to have a company that continues to do well and operate in the manner you want it to, without your direct involvement all the time, you have to pay people well.
I'm not disagreeing with that at all.
So I think taking advantage of people because of their situation just to make a little more profit, I would prefer not to. I'm not saying that's what everyone should do. I'm not saying I don't understand why people do it. But I think that that's greed, and I think greed is a sin.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah. That's interesting. I wonder how you would have answered that question 4 months ago. Probably pretty similar, to be honest. Yeah, no, you're definitely right, and I do think that, reputation in business is the most valuable thing.
Yeah.
You don't get a good reputation by screwing people. You definitely don't get a good reputation by taking advantage of people that are ignorant.
Right.
And it does seem like karma or whatever that kind of energy is, where like if you do help people out when you're not supposed to, no one's looking. That's the goodwill bank account. Yeah. Like that's a real thing. So yeah, I agree with you. I was just wondering.
No, that was a good conversation.
Yeah. I would hire a overseas VA to do things for me, and I would pay them.
I'd pay them what they're worth.
I'd pay them, like if $5 an hour is a great job for them, I would, and then I'd give them bonuses.
Right.
I'm not going to pay them how much I pay like someone here though, because someone here is probably bringing more value.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah. Somebody here, when you get a call from an Indian dude and you can barely understand him, obviously that has less value to most businesses than an American here.
Yeah, but there are certain things that they can do, like SMS and email. Like they're gonna,
you pay them the same as far as I'm concerned. Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, and also, and I know we talked about this already, but I just keep thinking about it. Without God, morality is a matter of perspective. And that can lead to very bad things. Because
it's much more tribal.
It's much more tribal, and what happens when perspective shifts towards terrible things.
Yeah, the yin yang concept of good creates bad, bad creates good. There's good and bad, there's bad and good. The idea of unconditional love from God defeats that.
Yeah.
Like, you have one philosophy, the other philosophy does. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So you would be willing to lose and fail and continue to lose and fail even though you're working harder than everyone around you while other people succeed and win because they're willing to do things that are immoral.
Yes.
It's probably a good thing, yeah. It's definitely a good thing. It's definitely solid.
Right, not if you were one of my shareholders, but...
Right.
I'm the shareholders, God.
Wow. Wow. I think it's good. I think that's cool that you're having an awakening like that.
Yeah, I hope it's so funny. I'll actually redact what I was about to say. It's weird because when you're a member of the LDS Church, everyone thinks the world's going to end for some reason and soon. Probably because, Joseph Smith... I have to be careful here. Joseph Smith...
Let it out. Why are you going to be careful? Let it out.
I don't want to offend anybody.
That's not for you to decide.
That's a good point. Here's what I've found. And
lay it out.
In Deuteronomy, it says, it explains to beware of false prophets, and then it explains how to look for them. Do you know how you do that? Do you know how you look for false prophets?
You look for someone that's saying that they're going to save you?
No.
How?
So the main way you know is if there's anything that they prophesy that does not come true, they are a false prophet. They can have 99 things that were right, but if there's one thing that is wrong,
checks out.
They are a false prophet. And so I don't know everything about Joseph Smith, and I'm not sure exactly how the LDS Church goes about explaining these things, but he prophesied that the end of times was going to come before 1891 or something along those lines. And so since the beginning of the church, it's been like the world's going to end, the world's going to end, the world's going to end, the world's going to end. So you, as a kid, as a little boy, and you're hearing your dad talk about the food storage we need to get and the tents that need to be purchased and all this stuff.
You're going to live in a tent?
Yes.
You're going to live in a tent?
I don't know if this is just him or if this is total church belief, but he believed that we would be going to the mountains.
Hell yeah.
When the world ends to...
That's my plan,
wait
too.
It out. Right. Yeah. And that we'd be living in tent cities. They love saying that, tent cities.
And it'll be fun.
No.
Oh.
And I was terrified, and I thought, I don't want the world
to end. The whole world, everyone's going to die?
Everything's going to end. I don't want it to end. There's so much stuff I want to do still. Like, I remember being a kid, specifically at the time, being like, I really want to, but I want to go play football in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Like, that was my thing. That I was like,
missed that.
Well, yes. But now... I would love to get to see the second coming of Christ.
Whoa.
Which is crazy. But
I've never thought about that.
Can you imagine seeing Jesus Christ?
I'd give him knuckles. What's up, bro?
Give him a hug. But, yeah. I don't want it. It's kind of like I don't want it to happen, but I would love it if it did.
I see what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Because watching a volcano erupt.
Right.
I want to see it, but I don't want to have to deal with it.
Exactly. And it'll be a terrible, terrible thing, and Revelations is crazy.
Revelation's wild, bro.
It's crazy.
I haven't read much of Revelation.
Who was it? I think it was John. I think Jesus showed John the end of days.
JTB?
No, not that John. John the Baptist was not an apostle. The Apostle John.
Ah.
But I'm not sure about that. Did you know that Peter, the Apostle Peter? First off, 10 of the 12 apostles were killed for their beliefs in Jesus afterwards.
Crazy ways. Skinned alive.
Flayed alive.
Crucified upside down.
That was Peter.
Poisoned. Who's the one that got poisoned and lived on the island? You know what, that guy?
That's John. John is the only apostle who did not die, or who was not killed or murdered.
Oh, I said 10. Or 12.
Yeah, John's the only one who was not. Well, because Judas killed himself.
Ah.
Yeah, after he betrayed Jesus.
Yeah, but John lived to an old age.
Like 82, 83. He lived on Patmos Island, which is also a really beautiful place. I looked it up.
They sent a boat over there with food and medicine, but it was all poison.
They tried to get him.
They tried to get him, and then an angel or God came to him and saved him.
I don't know.
I can't remember it fully.
I haven't gotten to that.
What are we at? 30 minutes?
Oh, no way.
If this doesn't save...
Oh. It will, because...
It will. It's supposed to.
God wills it. If God wills it.
If it doesn't, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyways, you want to keep going?
Let me think. Basically, for the update, here's what people should know.
Leave them. Let them.
Here's what people should know for the update.
Right.
This is the first business Ashton and I have stuck with for longer than like a day. Besides doing sales for Elite. And so I know we've talked about doing a lot of things. And I know we haven't done most of the things we've talked about doing. But we are actually trying at this one. And we have given pretty good effort. And it feels like we're close to succeeding. And yeah, I hope it works out. But how do I want to put this? I hope we do not blind ourselves with greed in the pursuit of it. Because I see how easy that is. And if we're doing it just to be rich, then we're already wrong. And if we're doing it just to make money, then we're already wrong. And if we forget about Jesus, then we're already wrong. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I like that.
See you guys next time.